Welcome everyone to another tutorial. In this video we're gonna be looking at Pulls Apart on the Division Bell album. Honestly, I forgot how much fun and brilliant this solo is until I just recorded it again. I don't know how to play the rhythm acoustic part actually, but I'm gonna leave you a couple of videos or tutorials throughout the web. And the outro solo actually here is recorded with a P90 pickup, David Gilmour's gold top. I'm almost sure that David Gilmour used P90s and flatter neck actually, flatter keyboard, because of those high bends, like 2.5 step bends. And yeah, get ready for a lot of bends. We're gonna learn the solo, of course, yeah, with the bends and everything. But if you're struggling with the bends, I mean the famous David Gilmour bends, I have this video for you. I highly recommend you watch that video if you're struggling. And about the tone here, like I said, David Gilmour recorded it with a P90 pickup, so it's a little like hard to get with a Strat actually, but I think my tone here is just awesome. And if you're into the tone, tab and solo backing track, just head over to my Patreon. You can even vote for the next tutorial. One last thing before we start, this video is actually sponsored by Majid, so thank you Majid for this video. You can pledge a higher tier just like Majid and request a video just like this. So let's start with the pre-solo. Okay, we're gonna be looking at the studio version. If you want, and if you guys vote for it, we can just look at the Pulse bootleg version too, you know, instead of this, David Gilmour plays here. But for this particular video, we're just going to be looking at the studio version. So I closed off my delay and my overdrive. I have rather cleanish tone actually with a little bit of rotary. Okay? And right before the solo, did you know the part, I mean, before the solo, you're gonna do something like this. You're on the 5th fret, B string, you're gonna do something like this. Okay. What we do here is just... It's great to add this. Something like this. You can add it, or you can do it with or without. It's all up to you. I never thought that you'd lose the light in your eyes. And we're just gonna continue. Let's play that again. I never thought that you'd lose the light in your eyes. You can see the tabs below. This part is very easy, so I'm not gonna get into it much. I'm sure if you're looking for tutorials, you can play that just fine. So let's start with the part 1. Okay, you're just gonna slide to the 11th. On your middle finger, I recommend your middle finger. Get ready for a lot of bends and a lot of vibrato. Actually, I didn't mention it, but this is one of the harder solos of David Gilmour, so like hats off to Majid for picking this one. So you're gonna slide up to 11th and catch the 10th, okay? On the B string, of course. Okay? What a cool entrance to a solo, right? Now, after this, without picking. Okay, you're just gonna slide, pick the 10th twice and catch the 11th again, and then 12th. Okay, then, you see, one of the classic David Gilmour bends. Just pick it, wait a little, and then bend. Okay, awesome. After this, you're just gonna do, okay, something like this, but only on B string. Okay, then you're just gonna slide the 11th again. This is a full and a half step bend. This is just a warm up. Okay. Something like this. But important thing here is that after this bend, you're just gonna be a little aggressive with the bend. This part is very important. Now, you hear this? Now, to continue, you're just gonna pull off to the 10th, and then full step bend, but 2 times. Okay. Now you're just gonna pick the 7th fret on your D string. Okay, you remember this? We've done a Coming Back to Life intro tutorial. You remember that? This is exactly like that. Something like this. But we're just gonna do this here. You hear this? I'm just gonna demonstrate without picking. Okay, you're just gonna bend it 2 times full step, then you're just gonna move on to the half step again. Okay? Okay, very tricky stuff. Okay, and you can just leave that with a pull off to the 7th. Something like this, or you can just leave it here too. Okay? Very tricky stuff. I want you to practice this part at least 10 times. Now, we're just going to continue. We're just going to do the same thing as we did. Exactly the same. But now, we're just going to bend a 2.5 step bend, okay? This is going to be very hard, and I see why Gilmour wanted to play on his gold top, you know, his gold top Les Paul. Because it's flatter neck, and this is actually 7.25, which is even more harder. I recorded it like 3 times maybe to get it right, so I hope we're gonna do fine here. Again, now let's play it again. Now. Something like this, okay? But the trick is the first bend you do is full and a half step, and then you're just gonna leave it, and then 2.5 step, okay? Something like this. This is very close to another brick in the wall. Let's do that bend too, to know what 2.5 step bend is. I hope I get it right. I think that was good. Something like this, okay? Now let's do pulls apart 2.5 step bend. Now. Okay, without actually distortion, I mean overdrive, I mean sustain. I'm gonna sound a little dull, so I'm gonna play that again. But just hear this, okay? Okay, Brit Floyd's present guitarist Edo Scordo plays this part perfectly. I really envy the guy. He's just an amazing guitar player. I recommend you check out his cover too. It's just perfect with tone and everything. So let's do that again. The trick here is that, like, listen and watch my picking hand, okay? Okay. You heard this? You're gonna be bending right at the 2.5 step and then release. Now without picking. Okay? I hope I'm making myself clear here. You see? After this full and half step bend. Okay, you're just gonna bend the 2.5 step bend, then pick it. I know this part is very hard and very tricky. Please practice this part. Some of you will probably choke because of the neck radius and everything. Actually, even though this is 7.25, which is actually not a great idea to play these kinds of bends. But I've intonated this guitar perfectly, so I can do these without choking. Also, again, I highly recommend you check out my band masterclass. Level by level, I just go around this perfect video if you're into David Gilmour bends. So after we do this big bend, we're just gonna do something like this, okay? Then, okay, like, you heard this? This solo is actually probably one of the hardest David Gilmour solos, along with Dogs, maybe. You see? But what you gotta do is just rake, okay? Without distortion and everything, my sustain is a little low. So let's play this again. Okay, we're just gonna have this. Okay. Please practice this part. This is actually the hardest part. After that, we're just gonna get a little easier parts too. So let's play everything from the top. Woo, that was hard. I want to repeat that part 1 is the hardest part. Please practice this. And if you're not comfortable with 2.5 step bends and 1.5 step bends, or with this, something like this, or with these, please practice that part. If you're not comfortable with part 1, please don't continue. Just watch it again, practice again, spend hours and hours, just like everybody else did. But if you're okay, let's continue. Now we're just gonna do okay, kind of a similar thing, but instead of, now we're just gonna slide to the 10th on the B string. Well, you don't have to slide 2, you can just pick it 2. Okay. Now, same thing here. You're just gonna be picking the full step, then release, and then full and half step. Then pick it and release. And again, bend it. This is all full and half step. Okay, let's play it again. Okay, now we're just gonna be raking here again. We did this on part 1, and if you're a master of this, or get this comfortable with it, you can just very well do this too. But after this, we're just gonna do something like this. Rake again, like here it is. Okay. Okay, let's play this part. Very easy stuff now. Okay, what we do here is you can just rake to 10th, or you can just rake everything. What you do is, okay, you're just gonna hammer on the first, then slide. Okay, let's play that again. Now for the new part, you're just gonna slide to the 15th, give it a little vibrato, then you're just gonna use your middle finger on the 14th, you're just gonna pick it very fast. I mean hammer on real fast. Okay. Just to get out of confusion, I'm just gonna play everything from the top because we've repeated a lot of things, so it might get mixed, okay? And of course, you can just see the timestamp. There's a full song marker down there. You can just see it from start to finish with tabs, okay? Let's play this from the start. This was the part 1. Okay, let's talk about this part, okay? It has to be a little fast. Now, 14th. Okay, 15, 14, 12. Then 12 and 14 bend, okay? Okay. And after that, 14, 12, 11, and give it a little vibrato. Okay, now we're just gonna slide to the 7th on D string. What we do is, okay, 7th on D and G string. But we're just, it's good to slide here, if you can just do it without slide too. But slide gives a little, like, flow, okay? And it's good to have this ring a little, okay? Something like this. Not like... This just rings just a little. That sounds a little better to my ears. Just, you be the judge. We're just gonna be hammering here. Now we're just gonna be moving to the 11th fret. These are all bend and mutes, okay? Something like this. What we do here is we're just gonna be picking the 11th. And after the second pick, you're just gonna bend it half step. Then release. Then 9th, 7. Very easy step. You just gotta, you can just improvise here too. Maybe David Gilmour plays just a little different here. I'm not sure. Probably he plays a little different. So, again. Okay. Okay, you're just gonna... Okay. Okay, what a cool sequence. Again, I want to remind you that these are all just pick and mute. Okay, not like this. This sounds good too, but... just muting it sounds a lot better. It gives that precise note, okay? Precise sound. Now to continue, we're just gonna do something like this. Bend and mute. Just like money. But there's this trick here, like, okay? Not like this, but after this bend, you're just gonna bend just a tad, okay? Okay, now you're just gonna pick the 10th and bend it. You're gonna do something like this, okay? Awesome. This part is a little tricky too. I mean, the whole song is tricky. What are you doing, David Gilmour? I mean, this is a very hard song actually, now to think about it. So let's do that again. But you see the rhythm? You see? So let's play this part so we can understand how the rhythm goes, okay? With full speed. Something like this, okay? Now let's play part 2 from the start and then move on to the final part, okay? Okay. My God, how awesome this solo is. I even forgot how awesome this solo is and how fun and educational it is to play this solo. I'm actually ashamed of myself right now. Okay, the final part. There are some cool tricks here too. We're just gonna slide with the both fingers. I'm still a little under the weather. Okay, so I want you to use your first and second finger here, okay? You're pointing a middle finger because you're gonna be using the ring finger here. Something like this. You're just gonna slide to the 10th and 11th. Okay? What a genius lick. Oh my God. Okay? Just repeat this with me. Slide on the 4th. Okay. Something like this. It's one of those licks where it's kind of a tricky, but after you learn it, it sounds very easy. Okay. Something. This. Now let's continue. You heard this? You're just gonna do this. Okay, I use my pinky here. I'm not much of a pinky guy per se, but for this, I need to include my pinky here. Let's play it again. Oh my God, what a transition, what a beautiful transition. What I want you to do here is after this, after this, after this, I want you to use your middle finger here, slide to the 14 on G string. Okay? Don't mute this, okay? Don't mute the G string. It's gotta have this little bell type tone, okay? Bell type sound. Just have to just interfere with each other. Okay, now we're gonna see how pro you are, because this is very Gilmour band, okay? This is like this. Okay? Okay, you hear this? I mean, you could almost instantly recognize, not almost, you could definitely recognize it's David Gilmour band. Like, okay? A little sad, a little hopeful at the time. I mean, with this, so much emotion. I'm actually a little ashamed right now because I haven't covered this song like years ago. That's on me. So let's play this part again, because I'm about to cry, literally. After this little bend, give it a little vibrato. You hear this? You have to mute this, okay? Okay? On the 14, but on the second one, you're just gonna pick the 2 up, okay? See the difference? To finish this part, you're just gonna do something like this. And we're gonna do something like this. After this, I mean, it actually sounds just fades out, but if you want to continue with the improvisation, just I've played something like this. You can just improvise as well. So what I do is, actually after this, without picking, I slide down. Now, this is actually on the solo. After this, you have to do a hammer on pull off, but you have to finish here, okay? On the 7th. Now, you're gonna do something like this, just like in the beginning, but actually the song finishes here again. What I do is something like this. Okay, this is all improvisation. I leave that all up to you. So let's play part 3 again, and then let's cover the full song without any interruptions, and we can finish this solo, okay? Something like this. Let's play the solo from start to finish without interrupting. And if you want to keep continue. Ooh. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, I'd appreciate some love on Patreon. You can just vote for the next one, access to this awesome tone, PDF tab files, and backing track, of course. And if you want to request a specific solo, you can just pledge a higher tier, just like Majid did. Thank you, Majid, for this video. Again, I highly recommend you check out my band video, because Pulls Apart is like... I didn't know until I covered this solo, but it's really probably one of the hardest solo David Gilmour ever did. And do check out my other tutorials, I think they're one of a kind. I'm covering rare solos that nobody else does. I'm covering and doing a tutorial, okay? See you on the next one.